Welcome to Tool Time. It's a crazy day over here. Sorry, I am late. Let me make sure that I have the proper mic on. I think I do. So it's your second Tool Time of the month. You are not imagining things. And boy, do I have some tools to show you. Mainly because in February, we had new scrappy supplies released from Creative Memories every single week in February. And so I'm just trying to catch up, showing you all the new things. And wait till you see my workspace. It's a wreck because we're going to do a 2-page spread and a single page all in an hour. And I am still trying to catch up. So I forgot to do my drawing from this weekend at National Scrapbook Day. And if you weren't able to join us, we missed you, sincerely. I'm having everyone write their name on the little insert part of the tape runner. And so we're gonna draw for our winner of a free tape runner. And that is Ruth. Can't see it. Ruth, congratulations. You are the winner. So I have everyone put in their empty tape runners, and then I choose a winner after each event. I try to do it at the event. And yes, I allow people to collect the tape runners. Don't throw away your empty tape runners when you work at home. I don't want to just reward you for the tape runners you use up at events. If you are working at home, I want to reward you when you come to any event. All right. Okay, so we have to get on with all the things. So like I said, we had a great time scrapping with our chicks this weekend, and so much more in store. Oh, my microphone looks really funny over here. Not that it looks any better up there. Anyway, the most important thing is that you can hear me. The rest is just whatever. So many thanks if you are watching this later on YouTube and you're not able to catch it live on Facebook, or on Facebook, these videos only stay up for a month. So I appreciate it if you are subscribed to me on YouTube and checking them out after the fact. This Thursday, we have our first scrap and a snap of the year. We're going to do 3 2-page spreads. Unfortunately, we are full, but you can still sign up for the whole year, which means I will get you this bundle, and you can do it on your own time so that you don't miss one of the 12. So there will be 12 simple page kits through the year, and then you can join us at the second quarter. So we're going to get together quarterly this year instead of every month. We have some people that travel in from Altamont and Jacksonville and St. Augustine and different places. So this way it's better use of everyone's time. The March cards are done. I use the accessory paper pack from National Scrapbook Day. That's why you still see those little chickens popping up, and the sunflowers. It was a really pretty paper pack to work with, and I combined it with some Creative Memories borders in addition to some stamps and dies and some shimmer paper. And so it's going to be a fun card kit to make. You can still purchase it if you're not part of the subscription, but you want to do that before Thursday. They will be shipping out in the next couple days. I'll start tomorrow with the furthest people away, the out-of-staters, and then Thursday and Friday I'll be getting them to the in-state folks. April 7th is our project recipe. If you're new here, when you register at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, it is free. In your reminder email, you will get a PDF of the recipe, so you can do it along with me. I have 2 tables left for the retreat to the lake. This is my 75th retreat. It is a Alice in Wonderland theme, and it will be shutting down in a week. So April 1st, registration shuts down because then it's time to make final payments and all that good stuff to Lakeside Inn. included in your registration is your spot to scrapbook, of course, a Saturday plated breakfast, a gift certificate for food to use at the Lakeside Inn. It's beautiful. You can have breakfast or lunch on the beautiful porch. It's a great place, and it's such a fun place to celebrate my 75th Memory Maniac scrapbook retreat. It's hard to believe. Go Gray in May. I think registration started less than 2 weeks ago. It's a third full. So if this is something that you attend every year, that you plan to attend, you will want to go ahead and register for that. You can go to my website to register. It will redirect you to cannonballs.org. That is the foundation's website. So actually all of your registration money stays directly with the foundation. So when you register, you are basically just donating to the Cannonballs for Cane Foundation. So like I said, we are 30% full, and that's super exciting because we are over a month out. We're a month and a half away. So if that's something that you plan on attend, do not delay. And then also what went live this weekend is our retreat to the mountains in Helen. We are returning there this year, and we're very excited. There's a handful of people that already jumped on that to register. It's July 15th to the 19th. So I keep the my retreat prices the same. This one is a Wednesday to Sunday. So some people will choose to stay over Sunday night and drive home Monday. Some people will drive home Sunday because they need to get to work, but you can drive up to the mountains Wednesday. We start Wednesday afternoon, and you can scrapbook all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday if you choose, and then drive home Monday. So depending on what your schedule is. And I've announced that we are setting sail again. So this will be our 16th scrapbook cruise. We decided to go every other year. So our last one was in January 2025. And so our next one will be actually February 8th to the 12th, 2027. It's a Monday to a Friday. So it is during the week, which I know can be a problem for some of you ladies that are still working. However, it's cheaper than the weekend on the Utopia, and the Utopia is a beautiful ship. So if you have always wanted to go with us and you would like to go, because this is a big ship, we have room for more scrappy friends. So I opened it up to everyone who had attended 2 years ago, or in 2025, last year. We already have 21 registered. So if you would like to go, you will want to head over to Daytona Area Scrapbooking after this. Register, and when you register in your confirmation email, you will receive all of the information on how to book. And if you prefer to see the pricing before you pay your $50 deposit to me, you can do it the opposite way. Just reach out to me. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's all the announcements. All right. Whew, well, we better get going because I was late, and wait till you see this mess. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm very ambitious today. I don't want. Have you ever heard the saying, like, eat the frog, like do the thing you don't want to do? I have many frogs to eat this week. That happens a lot after a retreat or event. When I have a lot. I'm trying to get to my sketch down here. Somewhere's a sketch. And I was very, I thought, oh, I can show all these tools, so many fun tools. So today we have the new baby footprints. Those could also be beach footprints. These do not scream baby, but they came out with the baby thing. So one of the things that we like to talk about during tool time is other ways we can use the new tools. Then we also have the new stork which you could probably cut off the little baby pouch and use if you're going birding or something, just, at first glance. I grabbed the circle punch, which I think is an underappreciated punch. Just looking at them, it looks like these little feet will fit in here. So putting these toes, and if you have been around here for a while, you might remember a card kit I did, and we were just talking about it this weekend that had otter toes. And I cut out an otter on the Cricut and had to send everyone the toes, and they had to put the toes on. So if you were going to punch this out and put the toes back, it kind of would remind you of that. So you're probably going to use the negative space of this punch more than you're going to use the punch poop. And you'll know what I mean in a second. So, but I think this will work. So we're going to try that. And then we've got the new balloon punch, and I'm going to do some birthday pictures with that. I don't have any baby pictures printed, so I'm just going to lay out a page with that. And then I also grabbed the birthday cake punch, which I know fits. It looks weird this way, but it does punch this punch, and it does fit inside this circle. So we're gonna play with both of those too. So we have a lot to do. I have an extra tape runner ready to go because I don't know what that phenomenon is, but my tape runners always run out during a live. It's like whatever. I have so many tape. Oh, and then because I have, and if you're here, say hi and tell us where you're watching from. But I also have the Cascade spacer set because I need to use some peekaboo pockets on this birthday page. And as I've been making the card kit for March, which you saw a picture of, I have been using my new trimmer, which I love. And I didn't even show it this weekend because let me go over here. Okay, whoops, not that. So the new trimmers launched on March 9th, and I didn't, I ordered, of course, on March 9th, and I didn't get them until the Friday of the crop this weekend. And in the time that I ordered it, I found, and if you're part of the virtual crop, then you may have seen that there was an error printed on the front. And so I was like, I'm gonna just pause on, really showing it for right now, because I want to see what Creative Memory says about this, and I want to see how it affects me. Number one, I realized I do not use those markings, but I realized that some of you, especially if you're ruler challenged, you may use them, and so this could be a problem for you. So we're still waiting to find out, what Creative Memories is going to do, if anything. It is a little bit like, this is like a flagship product for Creative Memories, and it's kind of a bummer that it went through so many eyes and nobody saw it until after they were manufactured. And again, not sure what happened there, but I remember one time for my kids' school, I almost sent a flyer out to them elementary school that said T, not shirts, has the same similar letters, insert poop emoji, but the expletive. And thankfully someone caught it before it got sent out to the school. And I can't tell you how many times I looked at that. So, things like that happen. Unfortunately, when we're talking about, this is a sizable investment for people. It's over $60. But again, I realized I don't really use these markings. So here's the situation. And if you're part of the virtual crop, you may have seen it. There's a 3x3 like bold line right here. So if you're cutting 3x3 square, it's kind of just a helpful no-brainer. So the 4x4 should actually be here, 4x4, but it's down here where 4x5 is. So this is the boo-boo. 4x6 is correct. 5x7 is correct, but if you wanted to use this line for 4x4, it is incorrect. And like I said, that is a bummer. But I've been using this, and of course, there is nothing like a new blade and a new mat. But here's some of the other things that I noticed that will be really helpful to many of you. Every single line has to the 16th labeled right on it. So we're talking 3/8 is labeled, 1/16, 1/8, all the way. So a lot of rulers will do that for the first inch, and then they're like, you're on your own. We told you what they were over here between 0 and 1, and now you have to refer to that as your guide. No, it is all the way out to 6.5, all the measurements, top and bottom, and centimeters are there as well. So I think that's huge. Now again, I'm a wood shop girl and had to take many tests on measurements. So measurements measurements are my friend. But I know just from classes with many of you, measurements sometimes throw you. So that is huge for me. Unfortunately, not the 4x4 is not where it's supposed to be. But like I said, it's not, I don't use these. I don't think I've ever used these bold lines. I use this. This is where I use to cut. I cut and I flip and I cut. I do not use those. So hopefully that helps. I'm not disappointed in my purchase. I'm not demanding a refund. I am disappointed that a company that prides itself on having the best tools made a silly error like that. But as a person that almost sent out a flyer with profanity to an entire elementary school, I get it. So we are hopping in with our, I see this. That's why I stopped. But I don't see the other part to that, which is essential, and I may have to run from my seat to grab the other piece to that. All right, so this is what I'm going to do for the baby page, and I grabbed these colors that I love together, this teal and the light purple, and the white as the background. So I'm going to keep white as a background, the teal here, the magenta here, and then I'm going to do the storks over here, and then I haven't decided what color yet I'm going to do with these little feet, but I also have a piece of the deep teal on hand, so I can pivot to that. All right, so I guess let me cut the pieces first, and then I'll run and get that other part. Because this stork is so fun. All right, so we need a 7x10, which I already said is going to be this. Let's pay attention to the arches. So we're going to go 7, which unfortunately is just a little beyond here. But what is 7 from 12? Well, it's 5. So that is the beautiful thing about this trimmer going out to 6.5, is that if you're quick with your 12s, you don't have to fling out your arm very often, because if I was going to cut to 7, I'd have to do that. But since I used my quick math brain and did 7 from 12 and got 5, I just cut that off. Does that hurt some of your heads? We're going to do it this way. I need 7x10. I don't want to flip out my thing. I don't have enough room. I'm working on this 12-inch space. So I'm going to cut 2 inches off, because that's going to give me 10, right? It's 12 inches long, and I'm going to cut 2 inches off, and now I have a 7x10, and I didn't need to flip out, and that is the beauty of having this go to 6.5. So you just have to be able to do your subtraction from 12. All right, the next piece is 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. Now, where did I get this? I got this from the Creative Memories virtual crop group. This is the March virtual crop sketches. So we're doing this one, we're doing sketch 2, and then we're also doing this one, sketch 3. And I apologize if I'm speaking quickly. So we got to do 8 3/4 from 12. So it's basically 9. So 3 1/4. I'm so sorry, all of y'all that fractions and whatnot, right? So 3 1/4, the quarter, 9, yep, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to cut that way, and we're going to do the same way. We're going to cut off 3 1/4. That is the thing I just love about this trimmer. That because it goes to 6 1/2, before it only went to 5 1/2. So if you wanted to do 6, you had to swing out your guide. All right. So we've got the 2 pieces, and of course you're not seeing this. Hold please while I step over and grab the guide. Unfortunately, it's always like this after a crop because my stuff is packed up. Yes, I'm talking from the other side of my studio because I bring these tools with me to National Scrapping Day, and I thought I grabbed everything. It's good to see all of you on here watching live, and thanks for chiming in and saying hey. All right, so we are making this sketch. We've got our 7 by 10. We've got our 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. And now we are going to cut our borders with the new stork. So let's do that. Let's see what's on the other. Oh, it's another purple on the other side of there. All right, now let me move the trimmer. Balancing it here. All right. So raise your hand if you have never used the border maker system. I can't see you, and hopefully none of you watching raised your hand. But if you're watching and you haven't, you are missing out. Well, if you come to my events, you're missing out because I bring my border maker cartridges from 20 years ago, and all the ones since. So it's a great it's a great tool. And what I just did without even telling you was there's a little paper guide that flips out from the bottom so that the right amount of paper comes out. And then you're going to line up this notch with these notches, and you're going to punch. And we get with this punch, so the first punches that I've made with this punch. Let's inspect our punch poop, just like we inspect owl scat. We've got these adorable little storks holding their little pouch and their little baby, and tons of little stars, and that's just in the punch poop. So I love a good punch where you can use the punch poop. And hey, if you're like hosting a baby shower, how cute is this? Different colors to use as little table scatter. So cute. Okay, so since I'm lazy, I'm going to come back and trim this off after. So we're going to flip it around to the other way, and we're going to do a second one because we need it for the top and the bottom. And so if you do not know how to use this tool, I hope at the next event you are at with me that you will ask me to demo this. And you don't have to be shy. I will demo it, and I will make an announcement to the room that I'm demoing it. And I promise there's going to be a couple of people that are going to want to see me demo it as well. All right. Now, when you're cutting a small amount, I suggest you go this way. Why? So that you can use this part of the trimmer to balance your page, to keep your page steady. If you go this way, see what can happen is this. So when you're cutting something less than 1 3/4 or 1 3/4 or less, then you're going to want to go this way. And I'm going to go 1 1/2. Because we're going to tuck it behind, and I just want to give myself some extra to tuck. But these are called an edge punch. So there's 3 different kinds of punches. There's a knockout punch, which, well, actually, no, this is a knockout punch because it just knocks out of the page and stays attached. Then there's an edge punch, which is just an edge, and then there's a border, which actually falls away. So this is a knockout because it stays attached to the actual paper and you have to cut it away. All right, so we're almost done with the pieces. Let me punch this adorable little foot real quick, because I'm not sure if we want to put what color we want these little feet to be. So here's what it looks like. And this is a knockout punch. So that's what it looks like. How cute. Oh my gosh, there's nothing. And so like I said, this would be so cute for beach photos. But if you raise your hand, if you did the Otter Toes card kit. And so putting these back on, like, you can definitely do it. It'll take you an entire crop to put these toes back together, but you definitely can if you want to do that. But it's definitely easier to do like this. And if you don't own the circle punch, okay, so this is a little tight. I just want to show it. It's a little crampy. Let's see it. Not a lot of space around that. Good thing I did think ahead. And that's why I'm on this mat. I brought my custom cutting system just because I thought, well, if it is a little squishy, we might have to take it up a notch with the custom cutting system. How are we going to do another 2-page spread? I don't know, but we're moving quick. That's what I get for starting 10 minutes late. I'm just talking to myself. Don't mind me. Ah, there goes the template. All right. It's like speed scrapbooking today. I don't even need to do it like I'm fast forward. It's just wild. All right. So let's sweep this away. I'm not piecing together baby toes. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so I want to give myself a little bit more room. If I go with a red, it's going to be a pretty close shave here on the edge, and that's unfortunate. So I'm going to go green. And I think green, so the blades are, the red cuts closest to the template, the blue cuts farthest from the template, and the green is in between. So let's see how the green goes. Kind of like I said, green goes. Okay. And I feel a little better about the spacing of that. Although this is okay. We could also double mat that, and maybe that's how we want to go, because it is hard. Oh, you know what? Let's see what it looks like if I do the red before I punch it. Now we're really getting into trouble. Welcome to tool time. If it's your first time here, this is what we do. Let's try, oh, this is sketchy. Because how am I going to know if I'm in the middle here? Yeah, that's not a good, this is not a good plan. I almost did it though. Okay, so, oh right, okay, but see, this is actually bigger because I use the red. This one is, so we've done this with multiple sizes here. Which one do you like? Do you like with the circle punch? It's a little close to the toes. Do you like with the green? Or do you like with the red? I still feel like I like a little bit of the space of the green around. Sticky note. That is a good idea. We could mark where the middle is and go in that way. But if we like the green, then we can punch it first. So, all right, let's see what we like as far as colors. I've got this extra paper. How cute does that look? And if you hear my little ice, so I love seltzer, and my new favorite is the Polar seltzer. That's like it's like a, you know, virgin Moscow Mule. It's like lime and ginger seltzer, Polar. So that is so yummy. All right, let's start putting this together because we have to move on. As crazy as I am today, you might think it's a real mule, but I promise it's not. All right. Oh, I just love these colors together. So this is gonna go here. Now, I guess this is just just 7. So because there's a title here. So I think that gets cut off. And that makes sense. Oh, hopefully you can't hear my dog. She's not pleased with me. Oh, well, I didn't think about these. I did not think about these storks being upside down. So you know what? We kind of don't have a lot of room down there. So let's not do it. All right, we're gonna use our math again. I needed 7, but I'm too lazy to flip out my arm. So we're gonna cut it 5 and use the remaining piece. That's gonna give us 7. Oh boy, the dog. She's not happy. Hopefully you can't hear her. She had to get up early this morning because I walked early at 6:15. So she got her breakfast early, but that really doesn't have anything to do with it. She always wants her. Okay, so I love this. What do you think? Let's find the tape. I probably should have this paper square up to the like to my mat so that I can use the mat as a way to see that everything is straight. I'm gonna squish this down. Oh goodness. And maybe I do have some 4x4s handy over here. So I don't know if you saw, but Creative Memories also made these available. You can get like the sizes that you use a lot. So you don't have to get a pack of all the sizes. You can just get one. So if you pre-make a lot of pages and you don't want to leave yourself a sticky note, you can purchase these. And I do not load them up with a ton of adhesive. I just put a little bit in the middle like that. So when I do go, to make the page for real, it's not like, pulling off chunks of paper and that kind of thing. And then I can reuse these. So I do find they're super helpful, mainly because they give you a nice, before I put these on, it was kind of hard to envision the way the page was was coming together. But after you put those on, then you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can see. Now I can see what you were cooking. Excuse me, I have a hair clip in my mouth. Oh, it's getting warm. Okay, so now let's figure out our baby toes. What color do we want? Where are our baby toes? I've lost them. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. All right. So you can see they kind of do need something behind them. And I can put, that's one thing. Whoa, let's see. Let's put, I think another purple. Well, if I did other things with this color, that might work. But let's do it out of this. And we know that it'll fit under there. And doesn't that look adorable? Oh my goodness. What tape do I have here? Because, you know, I'm always picking up the wrong tape. All right, so then we can put that down here. I can put it up here, though I don't like necessarily those pinks together. I think I like it down here. I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. So that way I can scoot something under there. All right, so those are storks, which makes beautiful stork punch poop and star punch poop, and also our little baby footprint. And there is our cute. Now, of course, we on our sketch, we're going to do a title up here. We can do a journal box somewhere. There's other things I can add to that, but that is the nuts and bolts of it. And now we can move on to the next one, which hopefully we can pull it up. All right, let me clean up this wreck of a space over here. I do need this still because I'm gonna attempt to do the birthday cake. If you missed it at the beginning, I did pull the winning tape refill from this weekend that I forgot, and it was Ruth. So Ruth, if you're watching, congratulations. Or if you watch it later, I hate to throw away this adorable stork confetti. We do have some cute baby punches that have come out. All right, so here's what we got over here. We got 2 7x9s. We got 2 base pages. Now, the bummer about 7x9 is 7 and 7 is 14, and we have 12-inch papers, and there's no way to make that work. We gotta have 2 different, we gotta have 2 papers. So I was going to use this as my base paper, and maybe I will. These are my papers that I have for here. So we need it. Let me fold this so I don't confuse myself. So we've got a couple mats. We've got a 7x9. Actually, that's about it. And then we have some borders, which we're going to do the balloons. And all right, so this is going to be a really quick. This is going to be a really quick one. So maybe I'll do white as the 7x9, and I will keep this. So do I have 2 whites around here? Because I was not planning that. I'm surely I do. Oh boy. I hope only I can hear my poor dog. I promise. She is well cared for. She's 15. She is deaf, so I swear at this point she doesn't hear herself. She's just wigging. Actually, if I have 2 from here, Maybe I'll do 2 instead of white. Hold please. Let's look at these pictures really quick. There is yellow on there. We're going to do that. So this is from On the Bright Side. The green, I don't even know where that's from. That is the beauty of Creative Memories as far as I'm concerned. I have, you know, the paper tote, and I did not look to see what it came from. All right, so if these are backgrounds, these are 7x9s. Now I've lost my sketch. Hopefully you feel akin to me when I lose things that are right within arm's reach. So then I pulled this for the last one, but I guess we don't need that. I think maybe those will be fun balloons, and then these will be good mats. That's not very bright. That's not very bright, but it does match my, let me show you why I chose navy. And I'm not going to, it fell on the floor. That's why I sound like that. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. This has the lime green. It does not have any yellow really. There is a lot of white. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just use the back side of this? Haha. Let's not use that. Let's use this. Okay, I'm feeling good. So this looks black on your screen maybe, but it's navy, and these birthday bash embellishments that I have, they have navy, they have the sea green, they have lime green, and they have this blue. So we're going to do that. All right, so this is our base. We haven't decided what color our balloons are going to be yet, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So these need to be 7x9. If you're really, okay, we've done this cut before. So 7, we're going to subtract 5. Okay, now we have 7. And then by 9, and we're going to subtract 9 from 12, and we're going to cut off 3. And now we have 2. And I cut them together. I did because our trimmer can do that. All right, so we've got that. This one goes down here. Next we have mats. I guess you know what? I'm gonna do the white for the mats. So it's 4.25 by 4.25 by 6.25, which I love because it's not a thick mat. And on our new trimmer, cue the angel singing. We don't have to flip an arm out. We can go 6.25 by 4.25, and the quarters are labeled for you, as well as the 1/8 and the 16ths. And if you are measurement challenged, you will love that. All right, so now we've got our white over here. We need a white one for down here. And is that it? We need our balloons. And that's what you're here for, to see the new balloon punch. So let's do that with the navy. And there goes my thing. Okay, so this is a different type of punch. What we used before with the stork is a border maker cartridge. This is a border punch. And we've got some marks on the front of our tool. Hopefully you can see it. We have some black marks. You want to start in between there. And you are going to get, if you line up with the black, then the edge of your first punch is going to be this. Now, if you want to offset it, they've added a 1/2 inch mark in from either side so that if you want to offset it a little bit so that they're not exactly the same, you can do that as well. So you want to open it up and please let me know if you're watching live right now, if you can hear the 15-year-old dog so mad at me right now. Or can only I hear that. So what we're going to do is we're cutting, and it's essential that you keep this, whichever way you're punching, up against this back fence and covering the design. So, and because I didn't start exactly on, I've got one more to cut. Now you could just chop it, or you can stick it back there and cut it. Oh, it was folded over, so that didn't work. Good thing I have a pair of handy dandy scissors over here, and I can round this out. Now, if you started at the edge, you can probably round out that other side, and now it's a little flat edge, but we're not going to use the whole thing anyway. Again, we're going to use, well, this says 6 1/4 and this says 7, so we actually need 4 of these. That's a lot. Let's see if I can do a little better. You could probably piece them together if you want, but they're really, these border punches are super fast and easy to do. And well, thanks, Jen. Jen said I'm the best at punching. And I'm just repeating what she said for the ladies on YouTube watching it later, because they can't see the Facebook comments. But thank you. Lots of math. Creative Memories is trying to, they know it's a pain point for people. It's triggering, that math, for some. So they're trying to help us out. I said I was a woodshop girl, but I also have a biology degree. So I took lots of science, and so I had to take all the math, all the maths and the sciences. So that's why I'm fearless in the face of a ruler. All right, so we're doing 4 of these. Seems like a lot, but when you're punching balloons, and this is for my brother's birthday, so that's why I decided to go with navy. Actually, my brother and his late father and one of his nieces all have the same birthday. And so on this particular birthday that I'm scrapbooking, they all celebrated together. And that was obviously before my brother's dad passed away. So that was a special birthday. All right, let me get this sheet out of here because it's causing trouble. All right, so I'm working on the left page. And if you like to work on mats, which I do, here's a little fun tip that I've shared before. If you work with it on this custom cutting system mat and get it nice and lined up, I forget what this was, 9. So we're going to divide 3 in half, so that's 1 1/2 from the top, 1 1/2 from the bottom. And if you didn't want to do the math, you could kind of eyeball it and then center it. So now that's centered. And we're going to go with the balloons across the top. Now, this is only calling for 7 inches. So it calls for it to end right about here. So what I can do is take this and kind of round out this balloon. And that was a terrible job. Let's do that again. Better, hopefully. And let's get these on. So this is the brand new balloon punch. Now we have had like single punches that are balloons. And so this is showing an edge one, but you know, you don't have to do that. If you didn't want to punch 4, we could also, like, this one is 6 1/4. So you really could kind of go, you know, shorter. You could go 7 5 if you didn't want to go. It's funny that it doesn't go the whole way. Oh, it's 6 inches. Oh my gosh. All right, so we only needed 3. I was reading 6 by 1/4, so it's just then. All right, never mind. Don't mind me. Helps if you read the directions. So this one is close to 6. I'm going to round that out. I like that that looks flat like that, and I'll do it on the other side so it matches. Let's get these on here. And let me center this because I did up at the top. Oh boy, not centered. Oh, still not centered. Close enough for Tuesday night. And let's get this on here. This mat is just slightly overlapping on here. Thankfully, there is a grid line there, so that will help me keep that in. Where is that going? Okay. So that's 4 1/4. Now, I do have the pictures for this. Let's do this other side really quick. So I'm going to match these. I can do the same measurement trick that I did before, or I can use this one to match it up. Once you get one side, you can get the other side. Oh, of course, as soon as I pulled away, we can do this. Yes, I'm using the back of a insert from a from paper, because it's just going to be a mat and it's safe. It's the same paper as our printed, and so we're good. All right. So this one we did like this, and we rounded. Let's see if I can do a better job. You know what they say, done is better than perfect. They also say your dog is starving. Okay, my dog is starving. Is this the one that I used? Was that 6 inches? Yes. You hear her? All right, I'm gonna snip this as straight as I possibly can. But it's kind of at an angle, so I'm gonna tape this down so that it works, and then go back and fix it on the edge. And by that I mean this, because those balloons, I thought I was cutting it straight, but the balloons are kind of on an angle, some of them. All right, so here we are. And now it's time to stick down some pictures. And we've got 2 4x6 landscape, a 4x6, and I'm going to use a peekaboo pocket. Now I grabbed the Cascade spacer set, and I don't know why, just because now I like grab it whenever I'm going to use a peekaboo pocket, but I'm only using one, so I don't even need this. So I'll save that for another tool time, because now it's 5:02. And if I was moving quick before, now I'm really moving quick. I'm not going to stick this down because I use top loading sleeves, so this needs to go on the outside of my page. So don't stick it here, because then you're going to cover it with the top loading sleeve. So it is going to go right here, but it's going to go on the outside. So top loading sleeve, and then I'm going to stick my peekaboo pocket and flip. Okay. Now, if you can position it so that it's out here and you're using page protectors and pages, you can position it so it is stuck to the page and flips that way. But it's going to go like that. What's nice about putting it underneath is you can hide the adhesive part. But like I said, you want to be able to interact with your page after it's in your album for the peekaboo. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so what I got going on here is these are all the birthday. So these are the 3 birthday people. Oh, and I think I'm gonna do, all right, so this is all birthday cake. All right, so that's my brother, and then we're gonna, oh boy, she's really, Lily is really freaking out now. Lily, I'm sorry. Oh, I hope my husband just came home. So the beauty is I can do peekaboo pocket here. So I'm going to put the 1. So it was the baby's first birthday, and then I'm going to do a peekaboo pocket like this. So I'm going to put my brother on the outside. So that's going to get stuck to the outside of the whatchamacallit, the thing that the top loading sleeve. And let's stick down these. I love that it's a thin mat. So that's going to go like that. And now what I love about the peekaboo pockets is that it adds, I like to say it adds real estate to your pages, because where it was just 3 pictures, now it's 5 pictures. And so now all the birthday, and since it was my brother's 50th, maybe I'll put 50. Actually, I could probably circle. Maybe I don't want this one. Maybe I want to have. She's so cute. The way she sucks her thumb. Oh, wrong tape. It doesn't matter. You can use repositionable. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. Ran out of tape. Let's put all the birthdays on here, and then I can circle these to go over here. Let's do it. I need a bigger one. Let's stick these down. And the only reason why I'm thinking to do that, I'm going for it, because I'm not going to take the time to refill that tape. Because I've got all this kind of blank room. Now I could have cropped it before I printed it, so this was kind of centered, but I didn't. So now I have, and the cakes are, you know, the cakes are everywhere. So this isn't necessarily necessary. Where I've lost all the custom cutting system. Oh, it's buried over here. Okay. Good thing I have all. If I wait long enough, my husband will be home from work and he will feed the dog. He will wonder. I should start feeding her at 4. I hate to, before I get on live, but I hate to give in to her nonsense because she can wait until 5:15. But I guess when you're 15-year-old dog, I don't know what that translates to in dog years. You want what you want and you don't want to wait. So what is that? 75, 80? I guess I should line these up, right? The 72 is over here. Let's add. Oh boy, Lily. I swear my last couple lives have been like this with her just going bananas. She's 105. I feel like it's not straight 7. It's like starts to slow down. It like turns to 4 or something eventually. All right, this needs to be smaller. And this is going to be tricky. Well, good thing there's already adhesive on it. So I'm going to stick it down because otherwise it would definitely move. This is sketchy. Can you hear her? I gotta go super small. Oh boy. If I let her in, that's a problem. She's deaf. So if I let her in and try to reassure her, she's not going to hear me or believe me. She's going to say, "You're still sitting. Why are you still sitting? Get out of your seat, woman. Feed me my kibble." All right, here we go. That fits better. I'm so sorry. All right, that page is done. And I've got some happy birthday. And we got more balloons. We got let's eat cake. Too balloony? Maybe too balloony. I think I like this happy. No, I like the length of this one better. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Just seeing what else is in here. Hip hip hooray. Okay, maybe not that. I know I've got a little spare white sheet of paper. Let's actually, I should have grabbed some inking. That would be fun. Could ink up. I think I like another circle. Since we got a circle thing going for over here, then I can add a little journal situation. We are going way over here today. Layer those up. Okay, we're done with that. And now we'll do the other page. I don't think there's going to be any peekaboos involved in this one. This was kind of, we got all the siblings together, all of the grandkids together. Here's grandma's. And I think that'll do it. So just the one peekaboo. And that's all we needed to get in those extra pictures. I mean, I could add, if there's some, not great cornhole pictures, but I do need to find something to go over here. Let's see, we got celebrate, and I think maybe I'll add another circle up there for a journal box. And we can I don't know what that is. I guess it's sparklers. I think we'll just stick with the packages. With the presents. And let me do another circle. Do a slightly different size. I did the green before, and I'll do the red blade this time. So it'll be slightly bigger, just so that it is not so matchy. And we're gonna go celebrate. All right, whew, we did it. Did we use all the tools? Oh, I didn't use the cake. I didn't need to because we've got all these other little things. And that isn't a new tool, but we used all the new tools. I love the no, the Jen asked is the I'm not sure which part you were referring to. These are not part of the birthday collection you just bought. They were from a Creative Memories a birthday thing last October, I think. but the punch, it was part of the birthday collection that just came out. All right, so that is it. And we worked in a peekaboo page, and we are done with a birthday and with a baby page. And I think we can call it a day. Let's see, where am I? All right, as you can see, I'm a different shade of color right now. It's a little warmish back here, and and my hair is now up, but we are done. And because I started a little late, we have run a little late. I posted a bunch of events on Facebook that are on my website, but I just posted them as events on my Facebook page. So if you're ever wondering, hey, what's going on? There doesn't seem like there's a lot of events. Oh, there's always lots of events. But go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com and click through the calendar, and that is where you will find most of the things. All right, so it is time to finish prepping card kits because they have to mail out. All right, hope you enjoyed Tool Time. If you learned something new, or if you're excited about one of the new punches, do drop a comment. And until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.